So on your board, go ahead and write this down. Negative 5r plus 8r plus 5. I'm going to write it a little bit bigger myself. So, well, that's not a good start. Try again. There we go. Now what you want to do, after you write it down, you want to either combine double signs, which there aren't any here, and then split it up into two parts. So we're going to have one part that's variables, right? These two, and one part that's not. In this case, it's just plus 5. But I want you to break it up into two parts on your paper. And when you're doing two small problems instead of one big one, sometimes it makes it faster and easier. After a while, you probably won't need to rewrite anything. But then carefully solve each one. Watch out for signs. This is why you have your calculator if you're not sure. So negative 5r plus 8r is going to be, 3r. And remember, it's the same thing either direction. 8 minus 5 is the same as negative 5 plus 8. So, and then on this one, the plus 5 is just the same. So my answer here is just 3r plus 5. Notice how there's no equal signs here. Right? We're not adding to both sides. We're not dividing. Okay, what's going to happen is that this is going to be one side of an equation when we start doing the next step. But for now, we have to practice just simplifying a little bit. So going to erase. I'm just going to do this a few times. It's going to seem repetitive and boring. If you get to the point where you think, oh, this is so easy, can we just start already? That means you're ready to go. Okay, but I want you to really be confident with this so you're not constantly starting over on the Khan Academy because you missed something. So if you get 9 right and then you miss a negative, you start over. So you have to be really good, precise at this and not let any detail go. So here's what I was mentioned earlier, that anytime you have double signs, the first thing you want to do is simplify those double signs. So rewrite the whole problem, even though the first part's exactly the same, 5n plus 6, but rewrite the entire problem and simplify the double sign. Right? So if it's a plus, remember if it's plus then a negative or a negative then a plus, those turn out to be, a negative. If you have two negatives, then that's going to make a positive. And there's not going to be two positives here. And then, again, split it up in two problems. We're going to have 5n and then negative 7n. Okay. And then we'll have just plus 6. Okay, simplify that, see what you get. Okay, just wait for a second. And you got what? Very good. So negative 2n from the 5 minus 7. Be careful, don't say positive. Some people say, 7, 5 subtraction. They'll say positive 2, but it is negative. Use a calculator if you're not sure. Alright, and then I can just type that in, negative 2n plus 6. Oops, 6. That's it. Okay. And I'm going to hit practice again. Alright. And you can see this one's getting a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and write this one down. So it's negative 4p plus a negative 2 in parentheses plus 2p plus 3. Now go ahead and simplify that, see what you get, and then I'll go through and you can check with my answer. So put the variables, do the double signs, put the variables together, put the numbers together, and then simplify. You'll notice how I always put the variables on the front of the answer. It could be either place though, it doesn't matter. Okay, so step 1, I'm just going to rewrite it and fix all the double signs. So the first one should be a minus 2. And this seems very small and insignificant. You might be tempted to skip doing this step because you have to rewrite a whole bunch just to change one little thing. But it is worth it. Alright, and then we have the -4 and the +2. So the first part of your answer is going to be -4p plus 2p. And then the second is -2 and then +3. So see how the variables are on one side, numbers on the other, like two separate small problems? Right. So you should have gotten -4 plus 2, and you'd get -2p. And then -2 plus 3, which is the same as 3 minus 2. Whether you go left to right or right to left, same thing. So 3 minus 2 is +1. How many got that right? Just curious. Okay, so let's do just one more. And you can see, if you did miss it, you're probably off by like one little thing. You like missed a negative. And that's the kind of stuff that'll drive you crazy. That's why we're writing it out and being very detailed. And that one's a little easy. Let me try to find one that's more challenging. There we go. Let's try this one. So it says 2r plus 1 and then double sign, take care of that, make it a minus 4r. And then go from there. You guys try it on your own. Alright, and your answer is -2r, and then we have +1 and +7, so that's +8. How many got that right? Alright, looks like I think we're ready then. Alright, so go to Khan Academy and you'll see this, combining like terms. Continue using the whiteboards and the markers. Remember, you have to do 10 in a row correct, so keep writing it out. Don't start doing it in your head.